Hey everybody, it's Dana Stengel. I'm here today again in the backyard, and I wanted to spend some time today talking about humane trapping and moving of wildlife. So I have here today a couple of humane traps, and we're going to talk about these a little bit. So first of all, trapping really shouldn't be done by anyone who doesn't really understand it. And the reason why is because as soon as an animal is in a trap, he's vulnerable. He's vulnerable to the weather, he's vulnerable to other animals coming by, and he's very, very stressed out. So basically, people who understand traps understand that they need to be watching their trap. Their trap shouldn't be set unless someone is actively watching it. So a lot of people aren't able to do that, right? And the situation that you might need a humane trap is probably different than what you think. So a lot of people will call me, for example, or a local rehabber or animal services, and they'll say, I have a skunk in my backyard, I have an opossum in my backyard, I have a raccoon in my backyard. I don't want to hurt him, I just don't want him in my backyard. Could someone please move him? So there's a couple reasons why they can't. The first one is that it's illegal to move native wildlife. The second thing is that even if it were legal, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I have moved wildlife before. I used to think that it was a benefit to wildlife to take it from where it isn't wanted and move it to a more wild place. But the reality is, when you move wildlife from its local environment to a place that is wild or different, he's probably not going to be able to do very well there. Because wildlife, I don't care if it's a skunk or an opossum or a raccoon or a coyote, grows up in a neighborhood. And its mom says, this is where we eat. Sometimes we eat there. And certain times of the year, that fruit tree over there is doing some amazing things. Sometimes we sleep here, sometimes we sleep over there, and every now and then we have to sleep there. Our water sources are there, there, and there. So that's what mom does. And these animals get to know their neighborhood and their community, and they know where all their resources are, and they know who their friends are, and they know who their enemies are. And it's a very well-balanced situation. When we intervene, and we catch that animal up, and we bring him out to the wash, we are setting him up for a non-success, okay? It's the same as if I took you and I put you in Bakersfield without your phone, without your car, without your wallet. You're a human, and it's a city, so you should be able to do fine, right? As soon as you take someone out of their environment that is familiar to them, life can become very stressful very quickly. And animals that are moved out of their own communities tend to become bait for other wildlife. So, at the end of the day, the only reason I would use something like this would be if at night I knew that the animal was coming out of the place that I didn't want it, and then it was going back in and I was unable to prevent it. I would use a humane trap to capture an animal overnight, right? Close up the hole, and then the next night, let it go again. So it has to go to its other place. That's the only circumstance under which I would use a humane trap. It's not legal to move wildlife. It's not ethical to move wildlife. And this is something that we're just sort of now understanding. So maybe you've done it in the past, but now we have more information. And so now we're hoping to maybe change some ideas. So if you have an issue with local native wildlife in your backyard, there are a variety of ways to deter it from your immediate vicinity without having to get it out of its own community entirely. And Turanga Ranch offers a variety of presentations to talk about all of these things, from coyote hazing to raccoons in the attic to other backyard wildlife. If you find yourself with a question about backyard wildlife, please don't hesitate to contact Turanga Ranch. Thank you so much.